I want to welcome you all for our Rhythm Festival. As you know, this has become tradition. I've been under the weather, as you can see from my throat, some fever, but I could not miss this program, right? So I'm so happy that all my students have prepared so well, and I'm sure you will see them play. But at the same time, what you will also see that we have a treat for you at the end. There is a Indrani Mukherjee's program. She is a very well-trained Indian classical vocalist. She learned from A.T. Kanan, which is one of the names in North Indian classical music. So without further ado, let me just say a little bit about what we are doing today. So we have 4 groups, and the first group will start with the beginner. And then we have the second group, which is also not so beginner now, right? And then we have intermediate, and then we also have some senior students who have been learning with me for 7-8 years now. And some of them are going to be ready for Manch Pravesh. We are going to introduce that starting next year, end of this year. We'll see how fast we can get there. That will be for them to perform 2 hours concert where they have to perform 3 different tals and accompany 2 different artists. So as they get ready, we are going to start getting them into Manch Pravesh. And it does take some time. As you all know, the tradition of Arangetra, right? It takes about 7-8 years to get there. So I think some of them are ready now. And in terms of the tradition, I think the parampara is that it is a Guru Shishya parampara for a long time. So it is oral tradition. Now we always give them Excel, but early on there were no Excel, so it was all totally done by memory. And I emphasize that, as you know, ask them to remember that. So there is a multifaceted way why tabla is so important. I do a lot of research in brain and cognitive science, and what we know is that hands have the maximum amount of tactile connectivity with the brain. So when you learn tabla, you are essentially invoking every part of your brain. And so what they do in the tabla class, that really enhances their cognitive abilities. Number one, by making sure that all part of their brains are getting lighted up. But what also happens is that they have to memorize it. So when you do short-term memory to long-term memory, it really takes time and it takes repetition. So when they understand that this is the way it is going to go from short-term to long-term, that's very useful technique for their academics. So I see that there's always this connectivity between how they do in the classroom versus how they learn tabla. So I encourage everyone to learn tabla because they will do well in academics. So I'm hoping that most of them are going to go to MIT because they are from MIT Gharana, right? Guys, get ready. So now let me do the first. We are going to start with the beginner, and again, he's been learning only 1 semester, so we have to be patient with him. And he will introduce himself, and then we'll begin today's program. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishikant ji. So welcome everybody. मेरा नाम मैथिल पच्चीगढ़ है. मेरे गुरुजी का नाम ऑब्वियसली निशिकांत सोनवालकर जी है, और मैं 1 सेमेस्टर से यहाँ पे. तो आज मैं ताल दादरा के 6 मात्राएं, 2 विभाग, विभिन्न प्रकार, 1 गुण, 2 गुण, 3 गुण, चौगुण और एक खाली और ताली होते हैं, और एक कायदा और दूसरा कायदा वो मैं प्रस्तुत करूँगा. तो धन्यवाद.